Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this week, and what a week it has been. Holy banana bread. We're here. This is the last Sunday in November. Crazy. Next Sunday is December 1st, and you know what that means? Couple of things. That means we got a subscriber-sponsored video up for grabs next week. We also got free channel memberships all happening next week as well. I apologize for the voice, and if I cough a little during this, I'm still fighting that flu. It's, the cough is just absolutely banana fuddling crazy. That's all I can say. It's not good. It's not great. I'm not loving it. Not loving it. I actually had to film. We have a video coming out on Tuesday. I filmed that this morning, and normally it takes me about 30 minutes. 30 minutes of footage, and I edit that all down. But, oh boy, I think I was filming for a good hour because, there's like, I'd have a perfect take and then there'd be a little cough in it. I'm like, no, I got to redo that part. So, definitely fun, definitely fun. Not a fan of being sick, but you know what? If there was a time to be sick, November's the time because I got no time for sickness in December. December, I am going to be as busy as Santa Claus. That's what December's shaping up to look like. There we go. Getting the words all put together right. It's going to be fantastic. So, guys, next Sunday, there's going to be 2 live streams. 2. There's going to be this week, of course, with all of the things that come with it, but it's also the first day of Financial Blogmas. So that's 24 straight days of some kind of content from me. Financial Blogmas content. You'll get all the other stuff. None of that. I can't just sort of say, oh, here's my video for the day. This counts. No, it doesn't. I'm not going to wimp out like that. So it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of work, but it'll be worth it. It'll definitely be worth it. Also, coming up in December, we're looking to hit those 5,000 subs. In fact, sub watcher right now, I think we're at 3,000. I was going to say, I think we're at 4,920. So we're about 80 subs away. We could be looking at early, like maybe by the end of the first week of December, we'll be there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a bonus live stream to celebrate that. Of course, when? In the busiest month of the year. Let's do it. Yeah, for sure. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're looking at a quiz. We're looking at doing a quiz where I bring the questions to you guys. Instead of you asking me questions, you guys will be the ones answering the questions, and we'll keep a tally, and I was thinking of the top 2 people. Whoever gets number 1 and number 2. And I've been trying to work on some prizes, and actually, I think I got one. So whoever comes in first, you get, and you can decide when you want to do it. You may want to hold off until January, but you get a one-on-one, 1 hour with me, my time. It could be a video conference. It could be a phone call. It's completely up to you. We can talk about whatever you want. We can look over your portfolio, or if you've got some concepts you want me to cover with you that you just don't, that maybe you don't get. Hey, that would be fantastic. Or maybe you just want to talk about the good old days for an hour. It'll be entirely up to you because it will be your hour. Second place. So second place, because I figure, it sucks to come in second. I got to give at least something. So second place is going to get basically a free subscriber-sponsored video. That'll be in addition to what, we do next week on Friday. So those are the ones we're looking at right now. I think people so far, I've heard positive words about it. Let me know in the chat. Let me know if you guys hate these prizes. Let me know. We'll figure something else out if that's the case. But I'm liking it. I'm excited. I'm pretty darn excited about it. All right, guys, let's get into the comments, and we start with Jonathan, who's am I late? This is like the rallying call to being early. So yeah, you are not late. And Terry, Whoa, sorry. Terry, you are also completely on time. Bismarcky's in the house. Happy Sunday, fun day, everyone. And we got Prairie Investor with a good afternoon, community, and happy Sunday. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We got Missy with a good afternoon. And Mary is in the house. Hello, hope you're feeling better. And yeah, I'm feeling stronger. It's just now it's more or less like I still got a little bit of a headache and the cough. When the cough comes, holy banana bread, it can get bad. But luckily, I had one little bad spout about 10 minutes before the show, and Jill was like, hope that doesn't happen on the show. I'm like, me too. I know where the mute button is, though. I'm not going to put people through that if it happens again. All right, King of Day is in the house with a hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Benny's in here saying, bring it. We'll bring it. We brought it. It's all here. Larry says, went long on Biddy Bitcoin. Let's see, a short ETF on Creamer going long. Bitcoin Friday, late Friday, plus it had a double top, so always bet against a double rejection. Very interesting. Here's kind of my play. So I'm looking at, I'm playing an ETF on Friday, and I'm looking at Bitcoin, and it got within $300 of hitting 100,000 USD. And I'm like, it's not going to hit it today. It's probably going to rebound because I think everybody's thinking what I'm thinking. I'm going to get out. I'm going to wait for the rebound. So I'm out of that trade, and I'm sitting back waiting. Expecting Bitcoin to crash over the weekend because I think a lot of people are because you got to realize in the olden days, before we had a lot of these Bitcoin spot ETFs in the US, the rules would be that, most people were playing it with, actual Bitcoin. So you could get out when it did happen. So there wouldn't be a need. So a lot of people would wait and maybe take their money right at the 100,000, but as in profits. But I was thinking this time, you know what? With the market closing, with a weekend, I think a lot of people are going to take their profits now. Why? I mean, what's the difference between, $300? What's that difference? Not much. So that's what I did. I jumped out, I sat, and I'm waiting. I'm hoping. I'd love to see Bitcoin crash hard in the morning, to be honest, because that would give me a better entry point. But so far, Bitcoin has not disappointed me this weekend. But there's always tomorrow morning. I've seen many times that Bitcoin has done exactly what I wanted to, and then I'm getting ready for the market to open, and in the couple of hours before the market, it all of a sudden rebounds, and I'm like, oh, come on, Bitcoin, don't do that. That could still happen tomorrow. I'm well aware of that, but I'm hoping. King of Day says, hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I'll tell you the worst part of having the flu is when you've been coughing so much, you've got lactic acid built up in your muscles, like your intercostal muscles from the coughing. So, it's like, I just need to not cough for like a month. That's what I need. Jonathan says, I'm usually the first to hit the like button. Marked safe from Mary. I love it. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if you have not yet hit that like button, I see 12. So this is the first call out. So I want to see 13 while I'm going to have a sip of coffee here while you guys knock that up to 13 here. Oh gosh, that's so good. So good. Nobody hit it to the 13th yet. I'm glaring at you. All right. JJ is in the house. Hello, everyone in Kansas. There you go. There's the 13. Thank you. How's your throat doing? My throat is probably, right now it actually feels pretty good right now. Now I did take a cough lozenge just before I started. I may have to take one while we're going. I don't know, but, we're going to get through as much as we can. I don't think we're going to go 2.5 hours today. I'm just being realistic. But I definitely want to get through the news. I definitely want to get through the news. All right. Need me to cover and take over? I'm good. I'm good at the moment. I think we're fine. Mohammed says, hello, everyone. Candace, do you think there will be a melt-up in the coming years? That's a good question. I haven't really put a lot of thought into it, but maybe. I'll have to think. Let me think on that one, Mohammed. All right, Sue is in the house with a hello, everyone. I think this might be your first post, Sue. I don't remember seeing you before. If it isn't your first post, then bad on me, because I should remember. But welcome to the stream. What Benny said. Let's see. Vic says, bought the dip of CNR, but sold too soon. Was down to 147 a few days ago, and now at 155. Yeah, I did miss that dip. Now, I will tell you guys, we also have, actually, let me tell you in a minute, because I want to get, I see Wayne here. Just curious, have you had your flu shot? Funny story. So, I got my flu shot, like about a week and a half ago. So, I pretty much, in trying to figure out when I got the flu. Now, I had a doctor's appointment about a week before then, so I either got it at that doctor's appointment, or I got it when I went to get the flu shot. So it's hard to say, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I probably should have got the flu shot 2 weeks ago instead of a week and a half ago, and I probably would have been fine. But yeah, I got this flu shot, and I also got the COVID one as well. So, and I also got pneumonia one this year too. So I'm supposed to be protected from everything but the cold. But oh well, best laid plans, right? Okay, now what was that? What did it do? Oh, there was. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Just before I got distracted by Wayne, we do have early. I think the first video in December is the 0 to 100K TFSA challenge. And guys, I did quite a bit of rebalancing in the challenge this month. So that's going to be my winter rebalance. I will just say I have done a few things that, one, might make Paul happy. I don't know if Paul is in here yet or not, but there's some changes. There's a few little changes, a few little things I've tinkered around with. I did make some interesting plays, but that's all going to drop. I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to spoil it. This will be a fantastic one. I can't wait. Let's see here. Vic says, 31 here, 11 likes. Do your civic duty before Mary makes you. It's true. Mary might be like a secret hacker, right? And she's finding out where you are and signing you up for newsletters and things like that because you didn't hit the like button. You never know. You might be getting, I don't know. It's actually funny. I don't know if this happens to you guys. This happens to me all the time. There's a lot of Candaces out there that have last names that start with M. And they have this habit of signing up for stuff and going CandaceM@gmail. Because that there, by the way, that's my personal, I guess I probably shouldn't have said that. But yeah, all of a sudden I end up getting signed up for this, that, and everything. I never know what I'm going to be signed up for. I've had people's electric bills show up in my box. It's hilarious. But yeah, it's kind of one of the dangers of, I guess, I don't know, of being on the internet, of being alive nowadays. All right, Nis is here with a hi all, late to the party. Nothing wrong with that. And here is my shadow letting you know that, yes, I did get both. So, yeah. And that's the thing. I may very well have caught. It's actually funny. I was mentioning to somebody else, and they were like, you dumbass, don't you know the flu shot has flu virus in it? It's like, yeah, but they're all dead. They're dead. You can't get, not unless you've got like a Walking Dead scenario thing. In which case, guys, we probably shouldn't have a meetup because I could be contagious. But we'll leave that be. Mary is, oh yes, Mary says, I would like to see 30. Put that up there. 30 likes, guys. We're at 22. All right. I'll start thinking of different things that Mary can sign you up for if you don't hit the like button. All right. Sue, see, I thought. Because, yeah, you have a very distinctive smile on your icon. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. And I'm like, I've never seen that before. So there we go. Prairie says, welcome to the community, Sue Wilcox. Andrew says, did you see Tracy Robinson's 500K buy? No. What was it? It was in CNR. Ooh. And I am definitely saying right now, I absolutely love CNR. Actually, it's really interesting. In the video coming out on Tuesday, there's a CNR reference in it. There's a CNR reference. So I'll leave it to you guys to let me know, and let me know next week what that is. That way there I know that you actually listened to the whole thing. Vic says, I owned 1,000 shares of CNR for a day before I folded. Oh boy, there we go. JJ says, 0.0, someone forgot to pay their electric bill. I know. Well, the funny thing is, with this electric bill, I opened it just because I was curious, and it actually showed me exactly where they lived. I was like, seriously? You've given me all this information on this poor person. I think it was somebody in Mississippi, but I still thought it was funny. All right. King of Day says, for some weird reason, the flu shot makes me sick. There you go. Maybe it's not just me. It's both me and King of Day. We need to stay away from the flu shot, maybe. I don't know. All right. Sue says, thank you all. And Mary says, ooh, Jelly of the Month Club. Okay. Sign me up for the Blueberry Month. But other than that, I'm not big on jelly, but I do like the blueberry stuff. Let's see. Mary, number 5 was me. And Paul is in here saying, which Paul? Not you, Paul. Another Paul. There's another Paul out there. But yeah, we'll see. All right. Did I actually catch up? Holy banana bread. That means I can actually get to our first news story. So we had our CPI data. That, of course, dropped this week, as well as PPI. On the CPI. So year-to-date inflation moved back up to 2%. That's actually, that's not bad, but it was higher than we were expecting. We were expecting it to jump up to 1.9. Last month, remember, it did go down to 1.6. Now, part of this, of course, is that gas was expected to fall more than it did. That's one of the reasons that we came in a little bit high on this one. Now, month over month, we did come in at 0.4%. We were expecting 0.3%. And let's see here. If we also look at our core, so that's after we strip most of the more, the things like gasoline and gasoline, the big part from it. Year over year, 1.7. We were expecting it to come in at 1.6. So once again, it did get impacted as well. Month over month, though, we were expecting that to come in at 0.4. We were expecting that to come in at 0.1. It did come in at 0.4. So we did see a little bit of a movement up in inflation. It's not really a big deal, though. It's really not. Except those of us who had been expecting that 50 basis point cut on, December 10th or 11th, one of those days, we're probably not going to see that. Right now, it's priced in that there's about a 28% chance of seeing a 50 basis point cut, which means we're probably going to see a 25 basis point cut in December. So, and that's maybe not that bad if you're concerned about the price of the dollar, because as you know, if we get too far away from that U.S. interest rate, it does make Canada a little bit less attractive as an investment. And that does impact the Canadian dollar, of course. So that's one of those things we do have to keep in mind. The U.S. still has a pretty strong economy, and that is working against us. So this could be a blessing in disguise if we end up slowing things down a tiny bit. But at the same time, we kind of really need to get our economy moving a little bit better. All right. Now, speaking of that economy, though, we also had, and I think I can drop this as well. Give me a second here. We also had our jobs report, our retail sales report. That came out on Friday, so 2 days ago. So basically, Canadian retail stores, they rose again for the fourth straight month. This is the longest streak since early 2022. And this is basically signaling that the central bank's interest rate cuts are starting to work. They're starting to, basically, consumers are starting to get a little bit more spendy. That's not really a word, but I like it. It works in this case. So an advanced estimate suggests that receipts for retailers jumped 0.7% in October, and that is the strongest pace since July. Following last month, we were at 0.4%. So that's not too bad. Now, with September's increase, third quarter retail sales are up 0.9%. So that's compared with the first half of the year, which posted the largest contraction since 2009, not counting the pandemic. It's kind of interesting now when we look at a statistic, a lot of times we sort of say, except the pandemic, because, we got a couple of numbers in there that really are outsiders. Now, sales in about 6 out of 9 sectors of retail were up. Food and beverage retailers, as well as building material and garden supplies, those were the big winners. Big losers were gas stations and car dealers. Now, this is the kind of interesting. You guys have probably heard in our next story is about that tax holiday, and that upcoming GST holiday is going to cause a big boost for retail in December. But it could actually cause a big dent in our retail sales for this, for the last half of November. Because right now, are you going to go buy the toys and things for kids when just wait till December 14th and you can save that GST? So that's kind of that big thing that is happening. Now, with the tax holiday, since we're already there, we might as well just jump into that one too. Let's bullet up tax-free guy here. So the government have announced that they're going to be removing the GST and the HST off of select items for 2 months. That's going to begin on December 14th and run until February 15th. So the items that they're looking at are prepared food, alcohol, children's clothes, diapers, Christmas trees. Not a lot of Christmas tree sales after December, though. And some toys like Lego and stocking stuffers and things like that. In addition to this, they're also looking to give everybody money. So they want to give a $250 rebate to working Canadians who make less than $150,000 per year. This would be sent out early in the spring, provided you did your taxes last year. So if you haven't done your taxes, get those done. And you'll get that. You'll get your $250, unless you've made more than $150,000. Then, in that case, you probably would have done your taxes anyway because you probably owe some money. Now, when all is said and done, this is going to cost the government about $1.6 billion. So this is craziness. Now, this is actually, I don't know about you guys. This smells to me like we know we're probably going to be forced into a spring election. Let's give everybody a gift. That's what this feels like to me. And I was watching something on YouTube the other day just about some of the retailers are saying, oh my God, this is a nightmare for us. So this one store that they had interviewed, they were basically they sold mostly children's stuff, but only some of the stuff that they had was included in the rebate. So they would basically have to inventory all of that stuff and re-enter it all into their system in time for the tax rebate. And then on the other side, they'd have to do it all over again. And they're like, we don't have the manpower to do this. We don't have the time. This is our busiest time of the year. What are they doing to us? So tax rebate. Here's my question to you guys. Is it an election ploy? Do you think it's an election ploy? Do you think it will move the needle at all? That's my other thing. Poilievre is very deep. Is very deep in the polls. There has been, like, he is coming back a little bit, and that's normal, but he's still really deep in majority territory, according to the polls. So it'll be interesting to see if this impacts them even a little bit. We'll definitely have to see. Now, they do have to get this through Parliament, and Parliament, as you know, right now is kind of it's kind of at a bit of a standstill. But the NDP have said that they will support them on this so that they can get it pushed through. So it's pretty much a done deal. Mind you, the NDP are also trying to take credit for this as well, so they can use that at election time as well. So yeah, no, the fun. Look at that. Oh wow. I just can't believe how much news we got through really fast. That was absolutely awesome. All right. JJ says, that 25 basis point cut would be nice. I just opened up my Wealthsimple margin account earlier today. Nice, nice. Missy says, transfers to Wealthsimple get a free iPhone. I'm with Questrade. Is it worth it? All right, that's a good question. It depends on what you're doing. If you're investing in mostly U.S. stuff, I would say no. Probably not. Questrade is pretty darn good for investing in the U.S. However, and that's part of it too, is you got the Norbert Gambit to avoid all of those fees moving things over. However, if you are investing in mostly Canadian stocks or ETFs, and you trade a lot, then it probably is worth it, because you're going to get that commission free, which is fantastic. And if you don't already have a Wealthsimple, down below in my extra, in the extra comments or whatever that you got at the bottom, all of the extra info, there is a link over there. It's an affiliate link over to Wealthsimple. They'll give you $25 when you sign up. They give the channel $25 as well. So I like to be very, very transparent on that. But yes, I do think they are worth it. Now, another option as well is if you don't want to go to Wealthsimple, you could always look at something like National Bank. National Bank, once again, they will do the commission-free trading. Now, National Bank does have, and I think it's about $100. I think they have a $100 fee every year if your balance is under $20,000. So that's one other little tiny thing just to keep in mind with them. All right. Prairie says, there we go. Yeah, the 11th. I was thinking the 11th, and then I was like, why do I keep going to 10th? But 11th it is. Perfect. JJ says, I think it's worth it. I did my transfer from Questrade, and all in all, took just a week for everything to finalize. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. And here's Prairie's agreeing. The Liberals are, again, trying to buy votes. And Missy says, but then I'll have 3 accounts to manage. And that could be a factor as well, Missy. Sometimes it's nice to only have, a few less irons in the fire. But it really boils down to, though, I think if you were going to make that kind of a move, unless, of course, you could be separating, like maybe you're keeping your U.S. stuff at Questrade and moving your Canadian stuff over to Wealthsimple, yeah, it would be another one to manage in that case. And Michael is saying $250 of your own tax money. Pretty much, yeah, absolutely. Why are those who earn over $150K not worthy of the gift? That's the thing. I'm actually surprised they went that high. Now, and I think one of the reporters was grilling Trudeau during his announcement about it, and they were saying, why so high? Why 150? And their response, the Liberals' response, is that they didn't want to. They wanted the middle class. The middle class are suffering too. I would be okay with something like this, but you know what? I would even say keep it to under 100,000 maybe, or maybe under 90,000. Give it, if you're going to give it, at least give it to the people who really do need it. But nonetheless, being that what King a Day is saying, this is bribery, I tell you, makes sense to try to give it to more people than you can, right? If you want to bribe a lot of people. All right. Larry says, supporting Berkshire by ordering some Dominoes. Nice. Missy says, I have a lot of US and use Norbert's to convert. Yeah, absolutely. I might have to swap things out. I'll definitely use your code. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I was going to say as well, if you do want to do the US commission free, you can also do that over at at National Bank, and they have a version of Norbert's Gambit there as well. So that's just something to think about. Missy says, JJ says, you can transfer everything in kind, no need to liquidate. Yeah, exactly. And you probably don't want to liquidate. Because when you're liquidating, even though, let's say it's a TFSA, sure, you're not really generating losses, but you are realizing losses. You're not, so you don't have to do that. The only thing that you may have to do is if, for example, let's say you're transferring from a bank to Wealthsimple. In a case like that, that bank may have their own proprietary ETFs or mutual funds that you may have if you've been investing for a while. Some of those you may have to sell and just move the cash over. But for the most part, you can leave everything intact. They'll move the shares, as is, which is really, really good way to go. So just something to keep in mind. Let's see here. Jay says, it's tempting to buy Telus at $21 or Google for this week. Yes, Google. Well, Google had a lot of that antitrust stuff going on. Now, they did lose the case. But keep in mind, that doesn't mean that they're going to be selling Chrome. And that was only one of the options. They had a couple of options. Some of the options for Google that were given is that, one, they could get rid of Chrome, so they could sell Chrome. Or another option that was in there as well is they could negate all of these deals they have with people like, well, for example, Apple. Apple has a deal with Google to make Google the primary, the primary search on all of their products. And they pay a lot of money. They pay billions of dollars to Apple for them to do this. If they were to lose all of that, that could be a bit of an issue. But here's where things stand right now. Google is appealing. So, by the time this gets back into court, you're probably looking at years down the road. I think the next court date for all of this and part of the appeal is like in the summer. So I don't see anything happening anytime soon because they have to exhaust all of their appeals and everything else before this will actually happen. So this will go on for a while. So when it comes to Google's price, yeah, the initial news, and then things will get back to normal, I think, fairly quickly. So yes, something to think about. All right, now let's actually drop our next story. Oh boy. This is my gangster. This is my gangster potato thief. So it appears that we may have a potato cartel in Canada, and that they have been conspiring to keep prices high on frozen French fries, hash browns, and potato tots, of all things. So believe it or not, though, the story doesn't even originate in Canada. It actually goes down into the U.S. So there's 4 companies currently dominating a multi-billion-dollar market in the U.S., and they're all being accused of basically sharing pricing information with each other as part of an alleged conspiracy to raise the price of their goods and make more money off of consumers. So these companies are McCain Foods, Cavendish Farms, those are our 2 Canadian ones, and then Lamb Weston and J.R. Simplot from the U.S. And it is the potato goods that they are inflating. So, of course, as I mentioned before, both McCain and Cavendish, they're based out of Canada, but they're working together with these ones down there, or they're accused. Let's just say accused. This has not been proven yet. Because McCain's has denied the allegations and has asserted that their only concern is to make great potato products. So one lawsuit that was filed in Illinois on Friday, a Pennsylvania-based supermarket chain alleges that McCain, Cavendish, Lamb Weston, and J.R. Simplot have been working together to fix the price of frozen potato products above competitive levels in violation, and they're claiming they're in violation of antitrust laws, and that they have been doing this since about 2021. So some of the evidence is they were basically showing how the prices were changing on the products. And what they were seeing is that on the same day, products, whether it be, let's say, hash browns, the price would go up the exact same percentage right across the board on all of these companies, same day, like almost to the point that it's hard for this to have happened by coincidence. And they have lots of data suggesting that this is all, that they're all in cohesion, they're, cohesion or whatever we want to call it. They're working together. So yeah, not great, not great. I don't know if it's true, but we did have that bread conspiracy thing that went on here last year, so I would not be surprised. All right, we have Anderson with a hello from Brazil. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Bill says, make Alphabet sell YouTube. I want YouTube shares, not Google shares. I don't think they'll sell. I don't think they would. I think YouTube is a huge moneymaker for them. Yeah, because technically, if you guys think about it, Google's the number one search engine in the world. The number two search engine in the world is YouTube. So they kind of got that 1-2 punch. So I don't think they would get rid of YouTube not unless they're forced. They would have to be forced, for sure. Oh boy. Now, in regards to our little potato guy, this seems to be a week where we got a bit of criminal stuff going on. So we also have a story on cheese. So police in Vancouver, they foiled a plot to steal $12,800 of cheese, of all things cheese. Oh boy. With prices still high on most food products overall, food crimes overall, basically they're on the rise. There have been a lot of food, and they're also pretty easy to move. That's a big thing about food. So in 2012, in 2022, meat was the number one stolen food in the world, followed then by cheese. They were at number 2. Right now, cheese is moving up pretty fast, and so is butter. Butter thefts are also up on the rise. So over the past year, there have been 9 instances of thieves stealing hundreds of dollars worth of butter from grocery stores in Guelph, Ontario. So Guelph, Ontario, having a hard time holding on to their butter. Also, Brantford, Ontario, they had some bandits that made off with $1,200 in butter. That was about 3 weeks ago. So yeah, so basically cheese and butter are becoming the go-to food for thieves. And well, they're actually really simple to move. You can basically, the butter and the cheese markets are thriving. Many restaurants have been turning to the black market for their cheese and butter to save on costs. Plus, if you can't move them, you can melt them down and put them in other products and move those products. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I find this a little amusing, but it's also kind of a serious thing at the same time. Holy banana bread. All right. And here's the ball I was talking about. Yeah. Hey, Paul, welcome to the stream. I was mentioning earlier that I have been doing a rebalance this month for the 0 to 100K challenge, and that one of the things in the rebalance was going to make you happy. It's not exactly what you're thinking of, but it's related. We'll leave it at that. You can make your best guess if you want. I'll confirm if you get it dead on. Absolutely, because I'm horrible at trying to keep secrets. So, yeah, just let me know. All right, guys. Whew. Oh my God, guys. We're at 29 likes. Mary said she wanted 30. One of you right now, you need to make Mary happy. Hit that like button. Let's get that 30th. I'm gonna have some coffee. Oh, that's so good. All right. While you guys are hitting that like button, let's pull up our next article. It is not SMLR. And woohoo, somebody hit number 30. Awesome. You can take credit if you want in the chat. You don't have to, but, it's fine. All right. We do have another story. So Alberta is on they're on the lookout to export more oil to the U.S. So Alberta's government has been talking with domestic energy companies about building more oil export pipelines in the U.S. So with the new government, we're talking about the Trump government. So with the election of Trump and that oil-friendly attitude that's coming with it, they're really wanting to make sure that we're moving as much oil as we can to the U.S. So the provincial government, they've spoken with pipeline officials, operators, from Enbridge, TC Energy Corp, and South Bow Corp about expanding oil conduits to the U.S. as soon as possible. Like Danielle Smith, I think in her interview said she wants to see these she wants pipes in place by the time Trump is sworn in. Now, right now, currently, Alberta is one of the biggest foreign suppliers of crude to the U.S., and Premier Smith is pushing for even more access. So in previous U.S. administrations, Canada has faced a lot of pushback when it comes to building new pipelines to the U.S., and that has, of course, stymied our oil prices a little bit. But the last time Trump was in power, he reversed Obama's rejection of the TC Energy's Keystone XL pipeline, and she's thinking he's going to be very receptive this time around. And she's come up with a plan. She wants the oil companies to start twinning. So what the heck is twinning? Basically, if you've got a pipeline that's already running to the U.S., well, you have existing pipeline right-of-ways, meaning it's very easy to lay another pipeline right next to the one that's already there. That's called twinning. So you don't have to get all of the regulatory bodies to approve that land because it's already been approved. And you're just running side by side to get more oil down there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that works out for them. All right. Oh boy. All right, let's see here. AJ says Palantir is doing Palantir is going NASDAQ from SP 500 on the 26th. Good time to make a play outside of index fund ETFs, in my opinion. Could be interesting. Might be worth watching when that happens to see what does happen. All right. All right. All right. There we go. Inappropriate comment in there. I thought, let's get rid of that. We don't get trolls very often. And maybe Anderson wasn't a troll, but that sounded sort of trollish. I don't know. Paul says PLTR has dropped a bit last few days. Larry says, speaking of cheese, Kraft Heinz, KHC had its biggest options call buy up ever on Friday. Ooh, interesting. Paul says Mara or Klesk. No, but I know I see what you're thinking. I'll give you a hint. The connection is a MicroStrategy connection. Paul, that's the only hint I will give you to see if you can pull this off. All right. Oh my God, guys, we're almost through the news. This is fantastic. Because once we get through the news, then I can just talk until my voice dies, and we're great. We're great. All right. Now, we have another. Last week, we had a story about uranium. This week, we're back again. Not uranium, but reactors. So Canada may be set to become a big exporter of nuclear reactors. Who knew? So right now, Montreal-based engineering firm Atkins Realis, they scored a joint contract to build 2 new reactors at Romania's Cernavoda nuclear power plant using proprietary CANDU nuclear technology. I haven't heard CANDU in a long time. These will be the first new CANDU reactors since 2007. That's pretty cool. Now this, those of you who are maybe on the older side, you'll probably remember the CANDU reactor technology because it was huge back in the 1970s. And it's had a successful track record in countries like, well, of course here, Canada, Romania, Argentina, and China. Now, Atkins Realis, though, by the way, they were formerly SNC Lavalin, They acquired the rights for the tech in 2011. Now, they project the world will need 1,000 new nuclear reactors by 2050. And if CANDU accounts for just 5% of them, that basically equals a roughly $750 billion market. Money coming into Canada. Nothing wrong with that. Now, a study that was recently backed by the firm also found that building 4 reactors at home could generate $40.9 billion in GDP during construction alone. So that's pretty good. Pretty good for sure. I am liking that. And as you guys know, I'm pretty bullish on nuclear power. I think it's I think we need it. So we're gonna have to sort of see if what happens there with that. But I'm liking it. I am liking it. All right. Let's see. Paul says November 26th is NASDAQ 100 rank day. The movements do not happen till mid-December. I think both PLTR and MSTR will be added. Okay. No, not HODL. Let's see. Friday, MicroStrategy was 39 out of 100 for the NASDAQ 100. Oh, MicroStrategy, I mean, oh boy. Once Bitcoin breaks that 100K mark too and starts moving up towards the 120, I'm just stymied at how much I think MSTR has room they might have to move. It could be very, very interesting. Paul, I'll give you one hint. What I did buy was a ETF that doesn't hold MicroStrategy, but they're related to MicroStrategy. Fine, I'll tell you. I'm not gonna. There's no point. YieldMax. I actually went into the YieldMax. So I went with MSTY. I think Misty. So yeah, I went with the YieldMax one. One of the big things that got me is I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, I can get in this month and I'll actually get a dividend this month too. So I decided I'm giving them a try. We'll see what happens. I did sell. I actually sold out of my well, I'm not going to tell you guys everything. I sold out of something to sort of finance that, but it's looking good. It's looking good so far. It's looking good in the portfolio, and the fact that I got a dividend coming, I think it drops this weekend or something. That's just absolutely crazy. I can't wait. All right. Missy says, "Cute potato gangster." Oh, I know. I love that one. I was just like, I explained the concept to ChatGPT to make it for me. And it was just like, bang, first attempt. I'm like, you nailed it. You nailed it. So I loved it. Definitely good. Very, very fantastic. I can't believe it. So that was absolutely cool. All right. This week coming up on our calendars, in Canada, we do have our third quarter GDP. That's going to drop on Friday. In the U.S., believe it or not, and I'll tell you, I was going into the U.S. calendar thinking, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, nothing's going to happen. No, the personal consumer expenditures are dropping on Wednesday. Not a lot happening earnings-wise, other than, well, I think Alimentation Couche-Tard. I'm pretty sure they dropped their earnings this week up here in Canada. So yeah, there we go. That is the news. We're through the news. Oh my God. Like, how are we even at the first? We're through the news before the first hour is up. How many times, guys, have we started the news after an hour? But I think you guys have been kind. You guys are like, all right, let her get through the news. That way there, if she dies, we'll at least have had the news first. All right. Vineet is in the house with a hi, all. Missy says, I'm tempted to make my own butter at this point. Why not? Why not? It could be fun. I've never actually, I don't know if I've made butter. I think I might have once. I think as a kid, we went on a field trip somewhere. Now, this is Nova Scotia, so we would go to farms and things like that. I think we went to a farm once and they had us churning butter once. So technically, yeah, might have made butter. But yeah, kind of fun. Paul says, still trying to decide to do a covered call MSTR. November 29th, $600. Does Wealthsimple let you do a roll-up if MSTR gets around 570? That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm not sure what Wealthsimple will do in that case, but yeah, I need to play around more in Wealthsimple. I've been in National Bank for so long. I do have some stuff in Wealthsimple though, that I play with for sure. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Coming up this week, what do we got? Tuesday's video. So this is a video I'm working on right now. We're actually looking at pension income splitting. I got a comment. It was funny. I got a comment in one of the videos. Somebody saying, "Can you please do pension income splitting?" I'm like, "Yeah. I've been thinking about doing it." So that one is coming out on Tuesday. Those of you, the channel members. I wanted to talk to the channel members. All right. So right now, the last video of the month. So this is Friday's video. That is your channel members choice video. The community has come up with some really good picks for that. And we have a vote currently going on. So if you're a channel member and you have not yet voted, you gotta get over there and get your vote heard so that we can get this all finalized. So it's just over on the community tab. And those of you who do not know how to get to the community tab, well, give me a second. I will show you. There we go. There we go. We're good. All right, let's bring up this one here. Perfect. All right, now to get to the community tab, it's really easy. From YouTube. Come on, load up. Oh, apparently something is unstoppable with MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor's 0% Bitcoin. I don't know what that is. All right, let's go. If you head over to Mountain Finance, though, you got these little things along the top. And this one here is Community. So when you click on Community, it brings you into the Community tab. And right here is the vote. So this here is the membership vote. So right now, the topic that is winning is U.S. investing for Canadians. It's a good topic, but I'll tell you, look at these other topics. These are... there's two of them I think that are fantastic topics. I'm like, oh my gosh, how is U.S. investing for Canadians? We talk about that all the time. I don't know if that needs to be a video. It will be, of course, if it wins. But I'm like, wow, I can't believe it. But anyway, if you're a community member, a channel member, sorry, head on over, get your vote in, get it heard. Whoever wins, I'm gonna do it. It doesn't matter. That's the rules of the game. But yeah, let's get this done. Let's get this done for sure. All right. Oh, excuse me, a little bit of a coffee coming through. All right. Let's see. Terry says, are we looking at headwinds regarding Dollarama due to impending tariffs? Oh, it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting. Part of it is we have to sort of see where Dollarama... I mean, I think locally, I think it'll be fine. Like, I think a lot of they probably source most of the material probably from India and China, to be honest. I mean, to sell stuff that cheap, you almost need to. I don't think that the tariffs are going to impact Dollarama a lot. So I think they'll be fine. I do. I can't... Nothing in my head is saying, well, the tariffs hurt them. I don't think they will. All right. Are we done? Yeah, we're actually done the news. I can't believe it. It's fantastic. It's like, and speaking of that, I added more tiles to the walls. So as you guys can probably see, we got a bit more of the tiles behind me. So that's always fun. Now that we've got rid of we got rid of the bookcase not that long ago. Now we tiled the rest of the way to the wall. So, and, I still have a few more tiles left. I'm going to add more still. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of a fun thing there. All right. So, yeah, I wanted to mention that there to the channel members, just so everybody knows. And of course, if you're not a channel member, and you're thinking about it and you're like, gosh, what is a channel member? Why would I want to be a channel member? What's that all about? So when you become a channel member, it gives you a couple of things. One, it lets you watch videos one day early. So like Tuesday's video, you're watching it tomorrow. Friday's video, you're watching it Thursday. So you get that. You also get to choose that last video every month. Now, the community decides on what we're going to vote on, but then you guys make the vote, and you guys nail the coffin, nail the hammer into the coffin to say, this is the one you're doing. And you also get an additional exclusive live stream every month, and you guys always give me a nice little topic to bring, so, it's like watching a video and a live stream at the same time. And in addition to that, you guys get like there's a free super chat that you guys have every month that you can use. And I try to give you guys, when it comes to when we get requested videos, I try to give the channel members, I'll put them up before I'll put a non-channel member one up for the vote. So just little things like that. And I'm always looking to find other ways to do things for the channel membership. But right now, it's a pretty good crew. I like the channel members that we have. And I do give away about usually 10 or 11, depending on how it goes. The first Sunday of every month, I do that. So next week, you'll be able to, you might have a chance to get one. Now, to get one, I can't control who wins. That's all controlled by the YouTube algorithm. So I think it's basically the more active you are, like by chatting and liking videos and, hitting that like button. Mary's trying to help you win. Those things all add up and give you a better chance at winning. So that's always kind of a cool thing. All right. Let me see here. Where was I at? We were over here. Let's see. I income split my DB pension with my wife starting with 5 months of 2023. The CPA didn't do 50-50. Wife must have had credits that didn't allow half splitting. We each got a $2,000 pension credit. Cool, absolutely. And keep in mind, and you'll see this in the video, like I actually make it, I don't split it even. I split it mathematically even in a way. And you'll sort of see that in the video. But if you're close, basically if you look at what your marginal rate, like if your marginal rate is the same as, your partner's, then you're good. It doesn't matter. As long as you're both in that same marginal rate, then you can't really, you can't make it any better than that. But if one of you is in a different marginal rate than the other, then take a look. You should be in the same marginal rate when you're done, because if you're not, then you probably have missed something. One of the things that sometimes people will miss too is CPP. So with Canada Pension Plan, you can also split that, but it's a separate process you have to apply for. So, with income splitting, with pension income splitting, it's just one form that you're filling out with your taxes, but you actually have to apply for the CPP one. So just something to keep in mind. Oh, excuse me, it's time to have a drink. Hopefully that settles it. I felt that little tickle. That tickle that comes like a prelude to a cough. I'm like, uh-oh, that's never good. All right, let's see. Looks good. On Wednesday, my mic was not configured properly. I think you need to give me more guest access options, as I couldn't switch up my mic. It was using my built-in laptop mic instead of my external mic. Oh, really? Like, I'm surprised it doesn't give you that option. That's weird. Yeah, so your sound's echoey and funky. Oh, boy. Terry says, Candace, temperature. Keep strong. Wait for the sign. Signed, Gracie. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, it is not fun being sick. But that was also one of the reasons we got through the news so fast, because it's like, I'm surprised I made it this long without a coughing fit hitting me. So, we could be on borrowed time. I don't know. But, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. All right. Here we go. And we got more of this. Awesome. So we do have, like I said, December is coming up really fast. I am really, 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 I am really, really excited about December. I cannot wait. Um, and it's funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping. I'm kind of hoping that at least one of the days that I'm doing the thing, I can get outside in the snow. I'm hoping we get some snow because that would be kind of magical for us. We'll see. We'll see. Um, I'll hop on the air in a couple of minutes. I don't think I have it turned on, JJ. But yeah, I for now, let's hold off. Let's hold off because, like I said, I can feel a tickle coming, and so I don't think the stream today is going to go that long. I actually was anticipating maybe an hour. We've made it to an hour, so as I said, we're on borrowed time. So, guys, get in your last minute questions, all of that fun stuff. We'll get it out of the way. This may be a shorter one, but I'll tell you, December's going to be rocking. Holy banana bread. And we're going to take that right into the new year. We're going to take a look at the new year as well. We take a look at the channel every year and sort of see what adjustments we need to make going forward and fun things. And I got a couple of really good ideas that I can't that I don't want to talk about yet, but I got some really good ideas, I think. All right. Paul says, glad to see you picked up MSTY. I had 25 shares before the ex-div date. I bought 4 more with the dividends. Yeah, like they have a crazy dividend. Like, I'm not sold on YieldMax overall, but it is working at the moment. Here is this dividend where quite literally, their yield is like, what is it, 109%? It's absolutely ludicrous. And I'm convinced. I'm absolutely convinced I'll ride this up until Bitcoin hits its max. Then I'll reevaluate what I'm going to do with that, because I might just take that profit and put it into something else at that point. But we will, excuse me, we will have to see. Oh. All right. Missy says you should get rest. Cut it short. Cut it short. All right. Well, yeah, I probably am going to cut it pretty short here. I still got a little bit of coffee left, so we'll do that. Let's see here. JJ says, YMAX, YMAG, Misty, TSPY, and NVDX are on my radar for margin. Oh, interesting. Still pondering. Just be careful. That's all I say is be careful with margin, because when you're playing with borrowed money and things go south, you got that margin call that you have to look at. So that's going to be interesting. All right. Amrit says, I was watching Rocket Labs. They have been literally rocketing. What do you think of them? I am debating if I should invest. I don't know a lot about Rocket Labs, but we can take a gander. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's an iTrad. It's like I see all red. I'm like, what? Is there an emergency? But it's something else. Rocket Pharmaceuticals. Here's Rocket Lab USA. Let's take a look at this one here. All right. And look at this. Yeah, you're right. They have been moving pretty good in the last 5 days. Let's see here. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's quite the jump. Look at this. From $4 up to $23. All right, good. And there's no go away ads. No dividend. That's fine. That's fine. With growth like this, you probably don't need a dividend. Let me take a quick gander, see if I got all the data I need in here. Very little debt. So you're looking at a 30% debt to equity. That's fantastic. Now, this is kind of interesting. They are showing a return on equity of negative 37.45. So that is very, very interesting. What is going on with that? Just give me 1 second here. I'm going to go back to their overview. Are they in the negative in the earnings? They're not showing their earnings, so they're probably in the negative. So they're probably not profitable yet. But that is a nice move. That is a nice move. I would be very, very hesitant, only because if a company's not profitable, I get a little bit worried. So I would definitely do a lot more research into this before I would be willing to drop money into them. So I would say, yeah, there's some potential there, but be careful. Maybe take a look as well and see if they have been moving towards profitability. Is there projected profitability? Those are things I would be wanting to know about that company before I would be willing to get into it. Terry says I had a drink too. Nice. And JJ says, yeah, I'll start with 25K just to see. Planning on dripping in slowly and assessing over time. Nice. Did you hear the founding? Let's see. Did you hear that the founding Ito family, okay, of Seven and I are looking to make a counter bid to ATD? No, I did not, but that's good news for Alimentation Couche-Tard. They might go for it. They are very, very keen on getting 7-Eleven, so that could be very interesting. I gotta check that out. Gotta check that out. Let's see. A roll-up is buy to close a covered call, buying back the sell to open you did first. Then you took a new date and price to do another sell to open covered call. Yeah, and that's the thing. I just don't know. I don't know about that aspect of the options on on Wealthsimple. So I haven't really dug into that. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I really don't. Paul says, oh, so like Misty, but you don't want your shares called. Ah, interesting. Let's see. 9 says, never tried margin, but if you can reinvest the income, it should help. Let's see. Yes, you're close to being margin called in some more. All right, but it'll probably start small and assess. Okay. Very interesting. Now, guys, another thing too. We have, and I mentioned this before, we have, of course, the Discord right here. Bang, here it is. That's where we keep the schedule, so you guys can sort of see what I got planned and what's coming down the rope, or the road, not the rope. Oh, it could be climbing down a rope, I guess. I don't know. Maybe the road, there's a sinkhole. You got to use a rope. I don't know. But anyway, you can find out what's coming down. You can also find out over on Facebook. So at Facebook groups, we do have a Mountain Finance one as well. Everybody's more than welcome to join both. Eventually they're going to set up something as well on YouTube in the communities. So I'm hoping I'll be able to eventually put a copy of the schedule there. That would be really, really nice. There's nothing stopping me from just posting it from time to time there. So I probably should start doing that as well, just because, some people are like, I like the YouTube, I just want to stay on the YouTube, and that's fine. That's absolutely perfectly fine. Yeah, so we got both of them. I know I just saw a notification that somebody just signed up for the Facebook group. I'll go in and approve you right after the show. So we'll get that taken care of. I do have a couple of mods over there as well, but they almost never approve people. And it's funny, I actually set rules at the Facebook group saying, if the person has been on YouTube been on Facebook for this amount of time, let them through. But they still never do. I always have to, go in. And I think I would say 1 out of 5 people who apply actually turn out to be people who are perhaps not interested in the group, but they might be more interested in trying to talk to me about SEO. And I'm like, no, I ignore your emails. I'm not going to start letting you into the Facebook group and talk to you there. So it's part of being a YouTuber. You get hit with a lot of these people saying, I can fix your channel. I got SEO. I have better SEO than anybody in the world. Please let me help you. And it's like, go away. Please go away. All right. All right. Missy says, I'm signing out. Catch you on the next one. Absolutely. Have a fantastic weekend, Missy. Always good to see you. Emrat says, what's your thoughts on Harvest ETF on Amazon and NVIDIA? So ticker NVHE and AMHE. Excuse me. So these are the new harvest, basically high yield. I I mean, I think they're all fine. I have no issues with them. I do feel that I'm still very bullish on tech overall. I think AI has only just begun. And I know a lot of people think, oh, the AI bubble. Don't worry about it. It's not going to be bursting anytime soon. So I do feel like, I feel like Amazon and Nvidia both are going to be absolutely fine long term. Nvidia, if they have any challenges, it might be that some investors might be a little bit like, oh, look, other companies are now making their own chips. They don't need Nvidia as much. So you might get a little bit of a price correction from that, but I still think they're going to be fine on the long term. And when you're looking at, you're looking at these covered calls, and they also have the leveraged version as well. I think they're fine. I think they're fine as long as, now mind you, if we start to go into a bear market, you probably want to get out. At least, especially the leveraged one. Maybe I wouldn't worry as much about the enhanced one, but if we get into a bull market, you pull out of anything leveraged in tech. You wanna back out before that happens. Prairie says the family has established a special purpose company that is in talks with Japan's 3 largest lenders and major U.S. financial institutions to raise funds to take the 7-Eleven owner private. Interesting. Yeah, I'd like to have a solution to this sooner than later, but I have a feeling that this is going to ranter on for a little while, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Lisa is in the house with a hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Had to work today. Double time. Nice. You gotta love double time. Hey, you pay more taxes, but, there are ways to negate taxes. So you guys should know that in this community, that's for sure. JJ says, you have mods for Facebook? Make me a mod for that too. I'm always on Facebook browsing Marketplace. Most of my class groups are on Messenger, so pretty active on that. Yeah, you can be a mod on Facebook if you want. Just remind me. Just remind me. I'll check that out. More money for investing. And Jackie says, I'm signing out, Candace. Take care of yourself and rest up. Yeah, I do. I need the rest. Absolutely. Although I think most of the flu is gone. It's just this last part. It's gotta leave. It's gotta leave sooner than later. Mary is heading out. Gotta go. Be well. Well, thank you, Mary. Thank you for rallying those likes up above 40. Holy banana bread. Nothing wrong with that. Terry says, wonderful show, Candace. We all get the bug. Hearts and warm towels and gin and lemonade. There we go. All right, guys. This has been another great show. It's probably one of our shortest ones. Probably the shortest one we've had in 2024. Need to remember what year it is. But next week's is going to be epic. Epic, I tell you. So expect a full 2 hours plus next week, that's for sure. It'll be a great show. I can't wait. You want to be back here next week. We will be live again on Wednesday. And we're also going to be live for the market close on Friday because you guys earned one last Friday. I was too sick to come on the stage. But it's going to be, that's also going to be epic because that's going to be the last Friday of November. And we get to watch the market end the month. I love it. It's going to be great. You guys all rock. I can't wait. Until then, everybody, take care. Have yourself a fantastic week. I will see you guys again on Wednesday. And keep in mind, videos dropping Tuesday. Channel members, you can see it on Monday. And if you're a channel member, make sure you vote. Because I got to script that stuff soon. All right. Until then, everyone, take care. Bye.